guys, and welcome back to my channel. On today's video, I'm going to take you through a glute focused lower body workout, but I just thought I'd come on here and give you some tips and tricks that I'll be doing to help build my glutes this year, and hopefully they'll help you too. Tip number one is to make sure that you're hitting all three muscle groups of the glutes. So that's your maximus, your medius, and your minimus. To make sure that you get that nice shelf, like full rounded booty, you need to be making sure that you're targeting those muscle groups in the shortened and lengthened position. So exercise selection is super important. So incorporating things in the shortened position like hip thrust, and then lengthened positions like squats and deadlifts. And when it comes to set and rep range, science shows that between 6 to 30 rep range is great for hypertrophy, which is just muscle growth. So with me and my clients, I find what's best is to incorporate all those rep ranges. So with your compound lifts, I will stick to 6 to 12 reps. And then when it comes to more isolation accessory movements, I will do anything between 12 to 15. And if it's banded work or something like that, I'll do 30 reps. So my program that I'm starting, I wrote myself. It's a glute biased program. It's going to last me for 6 weeks. And I recommend you stick to a program that's progressive overloading during the weeks and stick to it at least 4 to 6 weeks to see the best results. And when you're training and doing your workouts, make sure that you're pushing yourself. I wouldn't recommend going to failure every time on these movements, but do push yourself. So I would say that like on your RPE, if I asked you, it's like sticking at like a 7, 8, or a 9. That just means that if I asked you how hard it was and you were like, oh, it's like an 8, that means that if I really push you, you could do 2 more reps. And remember guys, it takes time. It's going to take months to kind of get into the habits and to see a change. And realistically, to get the body you want, it's probably going to take several months, if not years. So fall in love with the process, fall in love with the journey. Don't get stuck on numbers and weighing yourself every day. Just focus on going in, giving it your all, and slowly getting stronger and stronger every week. Your nutrition ultimately plays a huge part in seeing results. When my clients come to me, generally they're all under eating. So make sure that you're getting in enough macros, so your carbs, your fats, and your protein, mainly focusing on your protein, guys. It's super important to get enough protein, but don't neglect your other macros either. Your carbs and your fats are just as important. I hear all the time the words going around about bulking and cutting, and a lot of people will be like, well, I need to bulk to put muscle on. For me and my clients, if they're trying to grow their butts or build a lot of muscle, we go on something called a clean bulk, which basically is whole foods, getting your foods mainly from whole foods, lean proteins, vegetables, fruits, and cutting out a lot of processed foods. So I am not an all or nothing coach. I don't think you should have good foods and bad foods. And I don't think you should restrict yourself or have a cheat day at the end of the week. I just don't think that that's sustainable or healthy. And I don't think that's good for a lot of particularly women's mindsets. So I meal prep on a Sunday, and I'll eat generally very healthy from Monday to Friday. And then on the weekends, I live in New York City. I'm in a relationship. I have friends here. So I like to go out to dinner and not restrict myself. I like to live my life. I won't obviously go crazy, but I won't restrict myself either. So guys, don't overcomplicate nutrition, because I know a lot of people do. Get a grocery list find a protein, carbs, and veggies that you like, and I basically eat the same foods during the week. It's pretty boring. I pick a lean protein that I like. Usually it's some sort of fish or turkey or chicken. And then I'll have my carb, which is generally sweet potato. And then I fill my plate with a bunch of vegetables that I like. And then if I find that I'm a little bit low in my protein that day, I'll just make a protein smoothie with some protein powder. It's really simple, guys. Do not overcomplicate it. Just find food that you enjoy that comes mainly from whole foods, and just eat that 5 days out of the week. Lastly, guys, just a few other tips. Make sure you're hydrated. I try to get 3 liters of water in a day. Make sure you're sleeping well, you're nice and rested. Anyway, guys, I am rambling. I could go on and on forever. If you have any more questions about growing your muscle or even just fitness in general, please comment down below and I'll try to answer them in the next video. But for now, I'm gonna go eat some breakfast and I'll see you at the gym. So we're starting with some band walks. So guys, to warm up, I did 3 sets of 30. So I did 30 banded walks, and then after the banded walks, I went into 30 squat pulses with the band. This is a lot of band walk at the start of your workout, so you can rest in between the sets because your glutes will be on fire. When using the band, guys, just make sure that the band is positioned as close to the knees as you can get it. Next, we are going on to some Smith machine hip thrusts. Now, I am using the Smith machine today just because I have a Smith machine in my apartment gym. But if you don't have access to the Smith machine, you can definitely just set it up as a regular barbell hip thrust. I just have fallen in love with the Smith machine because it allows me to really focus on my mind-muscle connection, and I don't have to worry about stabilizing the bar. Make sure even with the Smith machine hip thrust that you are controlling the tempo. So with the Smith machine hip thrust in particular, it's constant time under tension. So you do want to control it even on the way down. And with the hip thrusts, I did 4 sets. So my first set, I did 12 reps, 12 reps again, 10 and 8. And as you can see, I increased my weight with every set. Even on the Smith machine, make sure you are keeping that chin tucked and that your shins are staying as vertical as they can. Next, we're going into some Smith machine reverse hypers. So I did 4 sets of 10. This can be a bit of a difficult exercise to get into, guys, but once you do, this is an amazing exercise to really target the glutes. Make sure that your foot position is mid-foot on the bar and that your feet are even, and you really want to squeeze your glutes as you push up with your feet. And at the top, I like to pause for a second and really get that glute squeeze. Next, we're going into some glute biased RDLs on the Smith machine again. But again, guys, if you don't want to do this on the Smith machine, you can just use a regular barbell. I like to have a little bit of a platform just so you can get a bit of a deeper reach when you are on the Smith machine. But again, just make sure that the bar is really close to the legs. You're having that knee bend and you're really sending those hips back and getting a nice glute extension. Also, make sure that you're keeping that tension throughout your core, really engaging the lats, making sure that your back remains in a neutral position, and you really want to control the tempo. Don't go too fast. Another modification to this, guys, because I know some people don't have access to a barbell or a Smith machine, you can definitely do these with dumbbells. Just make sure you're choosing a weight to really challenge yourself. Next, we're going into our Bulgarian split squats. We're going to do 3 sets of 10 per leg. And as you can see, make sure you're making these glute biased by having that hinge over the knee. You want to squat down on an angle into the bench and really drive through the heel of that front foot. Keep these nice and slow and controlled. Next, we're going into some glute kickbacks. So we're going to do a higher rep range. We're going to do 3 sets of 12 per leg. So you'll see that I'm really hinged over it, but my back is nice and straight. And as you kick out, guys, you want to feel like you're squeezing the glute and don't kick up too high. I see a lot of people kicking up too high and really getting an arch in their back. Next, we're going into some glute medius kickbacks. So now we're going to hit that side glute. Again, we're going to go for a higher rep range of 3 times 12 per leg. So you'll see that I'm more upright than the glute kickbacks, and I'm going out to the side on a 45-degree angle with my toes pointed out. And then we're going to finish it with a bit of a booty band burnout. So we're going to do 3 sets of 30 banded glute bridges. Make sure that you're pressing your knees out against that band the whole time and really squeezing the glute, tucking that pelvis so you don't have an arch in the back. So that was the workout today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it and your glutes are on fire like mine were. If you did find some value in this video, please subscribe and comment down below. It really helps me out, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.